Is your vehicle in need of a quick oil change or tune-up before hitting the road this summer? Stop by Quick Lube and Tune, the home of the good guys at 610 South Wenatchee Avenue.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Wednesday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window where we saw a pretty nice day. In fact, a return of the sunshine today, although a few clouds are moving in now as we take a look near or around the Coles Corner area in the northern Wenatchee Valley, and a beautiful sunset there. And we did see plenty of sun today, but a weak storm system is moving in, and as it does, we will see an increase in clouds tonight. And yes, that could bring us a chance for some freezing rain. In fact, I think it'll be more freezing fog for us here in the Wenatchee area, but you can see that area in pink is what we're talking about for areas that have that potential. So we're talking Moses Lake up to Omak and of course along I-90. Be careful if you are traveling in any of those spots tomorrow morning. More details coming up later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A vacant building in Old Station catches fire late this morning, and the Kashmir School Board will consider an upcoming bond and levy at a meeting tomorrow night. But first, we begin tonight. If you voted for change at the Wenatchee School District, you got it.
So now we will pass the gavel to the newly elected board chair, who will continue the rest of the organization. Thank you, Laura.
Well, there's new leadership on the Wenatchee School Board. The shift in power was on full display last night when 3 newly elected board members used their majority vote to change district policy, making them eligible to serve as board officers. They then used their newfound power to nominate and elect first-year director Michelle Sandberg and Sarah Knox as board president and vice president. Both received their own and new director Sonny Hemphill's support. Former President Laura Jakes opposed the policy amendment, but only received her own and Director Walter Newman's vote for the 2 leadership positions. Knox, Hemphill, and Sandberg ran identical campaigns, calling for changes and greater transparency at the board level. Sandberg commented during last night's meeting.
There's approximately 300 districts in our state, and most of them have their board policies online. Over 200 do. About 70 some do not, so there's roughly 220 to 240 that do. Out of that number that do have online policies, only 4 restrict their newly elected members from holding office. We're one of them. Eastmont's one, Kent's another, and then I believe there's another district that has like a 2-year wait. But out of all the districts in the state, there's only 4 that we can find the policies online in terms of restricting newly elected members. So I don't really think that this is in step with current policies for our state, for our school districts. One of the platforms that I was running on was transparency, and I think if we're going to be transparent, and if people want transparency and they like that, you know, I received votes and I was elected to this position as well as other members, so I feel it needs to be updated.
Meanwhile, Sonny Hemphill added that the policy change they propose reflects the will of the voters.
I think this policy needs to be updated. I've been reading through policies, and I think we have a number of policies that probably I'm going to be asking for changes to. This one, I don't see it serving a purpose other than to slow down the ability of voters to bring about change in a district. I understand that response, I really do. And this was a tough campaign, and there was a good bit of anxiety about this transition. I want to compliment Brian on the things he has done to smooth this transition and to help ease concerns concerns among the staff about the new school board. Change can be unsettling. I understand that. But I also know that if voters in Wenatchee had not wanted change, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Former President Jakes proposed but later withdrew her proposal that would have only allowed a newly elected board member to serve as vice president. She defended previous board actions as reasoned and well thought out with good public involvement, and she credited students and staff for their accomplishments.
To further these efforts, I hope to work alongside my seatmates to accomplish these great things with thoughtful and transparent research and discussion. Our teachers, our staff, our administration, our community, and most of all, our kids are depending on us to lead this district with newfound strength and commitment. I am hopeful that we can do this together as a five-member board duly elected to serve the Wenatchee School District.
And just up the road on Highway 2, in a special meeting Thursday night, the Cashmere School Board will consider whether to place two measures on the February 13th ballot. One is a 2-year replacement maintenance and operation levy, and the other is a bond to help fund technology, safety, security, and health-related issues at some facilities. Cashmere School District Superintendent Glenn Johnson says upgrades are badly needed.
Well, as you see this building, it's really structurally sound, and it's been well maintained. It was built well in 1981 and built in a quality fashion, but its systems and its structures like HVAC, electrical, mechanical are fatigued. Many of our systems have well outlived their life expectancy. We want to do safety improvements. We want to enhance 21st century classes like STEM classes. Heck, in 1981, as we see behind me, we didn't even have special needs kids service in our school district. We were in a co-op in Wenatchee. We take a lot of pride in serving all of our kids. So we want buildings to fit the kids' needs of all kids' needs. And so those are some of the things we want to do in the priorities, and that's what we want to do.
The levy would cost taxpayers $1.50 per $1,000 of assessed value. The school board has until December 15th to get the resolutions to the county auditor's office in time for the special election in February. Information about a story that was originally reported as a fire and resulting evacuation of a building at Old Station in Wenatchee this morning has been updated by the Port of Chelan County. Originally, the fire was reported around 11:30 this morning in what was reported as the Fibro Corporation building, and that's where there was an evacuation of that building. According to Amy Pope, Marketing and Communications Manager with the Port of Chelan County, the building had been vacant since the end of November. Pope says Fibro Corporation moved out of the building and that the port is currently looking for a new tenant. There definitely was a fire. Smoke was spotted coming from the roof of the building at 210 Old Station Road from the HVAC system. Fire crews responded quickly to the scene to assist with clearing the building of any occupants and materials and quickly contained the fire within 20 to 30 minutes. Pope tells NCW Life News that the Port District, owners of that building as we mentioned, was having the HVAC system tested when a fire resulted. That's when fire crews from Chelan County Fire District 1 were called in to help extinguish that situation. There's no estimate on damage available until the Port District has a chance to review the fire and its cause. Coming up next, a known felon is still on the run in Moses Lake, and details on what could be a contentious meeting tonight at the Wenatchee Community Center. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special, using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works, yourworkoutrx.com.
Welcome back. And in other news, all three 12th District state legislators presented a preview of the upcoming 2018 session at this morning's Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce Coffee and Commerce event. Senator Brad Hawkins commented on the changing political landscape in Olympia, where the Democrats are now in control of both chambers.
It's going to create some different dynamics in our state. Obviously, there's a lot of changes for committee assignments and restructuring with the Senate. We've lost some spots on key committees because of becoming in the minority. But like I said, most of the time we have to find agreement across party lines on most issues. That's the space I kind of like to operate in anyway. So it will be interesting. My hope is that we can continue to protect taxpayers and make sure that our economy continues to be strong in the state of Washington. We've been very fortunate over the past, I guess, all the years that I've served in the legislature, which was 4 years in the House before this last year in the Senate. We've had a recovering economy. So when that happens, we have more money flowing into the state government just through economic growth. And that has enabled us to make additional key investments in areas without significant tax increases and things like that.
House Representatives Carrie Condata and Mike Steele joined Senator Brad Hawkins to discuss some unresolved issues, such as the Supreme Court's Hearst and McCleary decisions. The legislative session begins the second Monday in January. A known felon who eluded Moses Lake police Sunday night is still at large. The incident began when police made contact with a vehicle who officers thought contained an armed felon. Officers asked both the driver and passenger to exit the vehicle. The passenger did get out of the car, but the driver refused. The driver then threw the vehicle into reverse, striking the passenger and knocking her down, as well as hitting one of the officers before fleeing the stop. Officers decided not to pursue the car due to concerns over public safety. However, the driver, 29-year-old Nicholas Romero Rivera of Moses Lake, apparently forgot that he'd already given law enforcement his identification card and that police body cams captured the entire incident. The 22-year-old female passenger refused to cooperate and lied to police and will face charges. Romero Rivera is a convicted felon with a history of violent offenses, including his last arrest where he attempted to pull a gun on a deputy last summer. If you see Romero Rivera, call 509-762-1160. A developer who is looking to build in the Wenatchee foothills is hosting a public meeting tonight to answer any questions that community residents might have. Developer Stephen Tramp is proposing 18 homes on 13 acres, which will be located on the north slopes of Saddle Rock next to the Jacobson Preserve between the 1700 block of Skyline Drive and Old Butte. But not everyone is on board with the new development, including those that were part of the Foothills fundraising plan that raised $8.5 million to preserve and protect the Wenatchee foothills. They say the new development plan is flawed in that the Black Rock Terrace property sits in the middle of a designated erosion hazard zone, is a critical habitat for wintering mule deer, and is considered significant indigenous land by the Yakima Nation. Tramp is also the owner of Comfort Suites in Old Wenatchee, or I should say in Old Station. The community meeting will be from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock tonight at the Wenatchee Community Center, and that is located at 504 South Chelan Avenue. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel.
And a happy hump day for the first time. NCW Life Channel brought you wrestling live last night as the Wenatchee Panthers hosted the Davis Pirates. It was edge of your seat excitement. After falling behind early, Wenatchee got things going in the 145-pound match with Jordan Velasquez pumping up the crowd. I had the call right here on the NCW Life Channel.
Got that arm nicely placed, got his positioning good, trying to get it, and he got the pin in just 18 seconds. Nice arm bar. Now he's got the other arm underneath, going to lock up that wrist and then going to walk him around. Get that head over, 20 seconds left go of the arm, and he's going to get some near fall points. Got to watch it so he doesn't stretch that too far. Reaches up, ties the left hand with the right hand of the wrestler. 10 seconds, and he pinned him. Acevedo, nice move. Gets him worked down. And a crossface. Working to roll him around. Now trying to go for the reverse cradle. Got him cradled up. And right to his back, and that's a pin with 1:20 to go in the second round. The win by pin for Ronan Haynes. That's a dangerous position. Gutierrez could have just sat out, but now the half in drives him right back to his back. He's in the pinning motion with 46 seconds to go, and a pin and a win for Wenatchee. So that's 6 points for Davis, and right to the back. Taking him is Jimenez Manriquez, trying for the pin. Wrestling towards the out of bounds is Stroud, and a pin! 24 seconds into the first round. Aragon fighting for his life. Sowers on top, but a pin going to be whistled with 38 seconds remaining in the third round. And the win by pin for Dominic Sowers over Javier Aragon.
Yeah, that was a fun one last night. Davis went on to win the match 43-34 as the Panthers fell to 0-2. As we turn to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, here's what happened last night. There you see the Wenatchee score. Also, Sunnyside blew out Eastmont 58-6. We'll bring you Eastmont and Wenatchee next Tuesday live here on the NCW Life Channel. In the double duel at Cascade last night, Chelan topped Cascade 38-27. Cashmere over Okanagan 30-24. It was Cascade blowing out Okanagan 51-11 and Chelan shellacked Cashmere 60-24. Boys swimming and diving in Moses Lake, Chiefs handled Eastmont 138-47. Turning to girls bowling yesterday, Wenatchee picked up a 3-1 win on the road at Sunnyside as Maddie Barrell rolled a team-high 179 and Kyla Hankins chipped in a 178. Eastmont remained undefeated with a 4-0 win at West Valley. Alicia Hastings an incredible 437 series in 2 games with a 236 and 191. Emily Montoya also rolled a 201 for the Wildcats. High school basketball last night on the Les Schwab boys scoreboard. Cashmere down Cascade. It was Chelan over Cleella. Waterville Mansfield topped Tonasket, and Lake Roosevelt beat Manson 57-54. Turning to the girls scoreboard from last night, it was Cashmere all over Cascade. That score is correct, folks. 84-9. Cleveland beat Chelan. It was Waterville Mansfield getting a win. 42-7 over Tonasket. Lake Roosevelt beat Manson 51-33. On the prep schedule for today, what they got going earlier, we'll have the scores tomorrow morning. Wenatchee hosting Ellensburg in girls bowling at Eastmont Lanes. That started at 2. They're just about finishing that up. And scores tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. That's sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, hockey night coming up tomorrow night. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. The Washington State Apple Blossom Festival has a question. Would you watch a comprehensive documentary film celebrating its history? Dan Kuntz has that story.
The festival turns 100 years old in the spring of 2019, and festival organizers want to team up with North 40 Productions to tell their story. Festival Administrator Darcy Christofferson appeared on Wednesday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk about the 1,000 Name campaign.
It's kind of been talked about, really festival last year, it was really talked about with North 40 Productions. They came up with the idea of you really need to do a documentary, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So the thought too was to have just some video that we can use at the dance, that we can use to perform or to promote the 100th. So when I met with them to kind of talk to them about that, they really encouraged me to do a documentary. And I was very overwhelmed at first, but then when you meet with them and you talk about the legacy of the Apple Blossom Festival and the future of the Apple Blossom Festival, I mean, I think I get emotional at every meeting because it is just so awesome. So we decided that we needed to first see if it was something that our community really wanted.
North 40 has produced a series of 1-minute vignettes featuring folks talking about their festival memories.
So everybody has a story and a journey about Apple Blossom, whether you were in royalty, whether you just go to the parade and sit in front of the courthouse every year, everybody has a story. So that part's going to be really fun to watch.
You can watch all the videos and add your name to the list of supporters by logging on to appleblossom.org. Dan Kuntz, NCW Life News.
We'll be back in just a moment with the recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
Time now for a recap of some of our top stories. Information about a story that was originally reported as a fire and resulting evacuation of a building at Old Station in Wenatchee this morning has been updated by the Port of Chelan County. Originally, the fire was reported around 11:30 this morning in what was reported as the Fibro Corporation building, and that there was an evacuation of that building. According to Amy Pope, Marketing and Communications Manager with the Port of Chelan County, the building had been vacant since the end of November. Pope says Fibro Corporation moved out of the building and that the port is currently looking for a new tenant. There was definitely a fire. Smoke was spotted coming from the roof of the building at 210 Old Station Road from the HVAC system. Fire crews responded quickly to the scene to assist clearing the building of any occupants it may have and quickly contained the fire within 20 to 30 minutes. Pope tells NCW Life News that the Port District, owners of the building as we mentioned, was having the HVAC system tested when a fire resulted. That's when fire crews from Chelan County Fire District 1 were called in to help extinguish that situation. There's no estimate on damage available until the Port District has a chance to review the fire and its cause. A developer who is looking to build in the Wenatchee foothills is hosting a public meeting tonight to answer any questions that the community residents might have. Developer Stephen Tramp is proposing 18 homes on 13 acres, which will be located on the north slopes of Saddle Rock next to the Jacobson Preserve, and the location is between the 1700 block of Skyline Drive and Old Butte. But not everyone is on board with the new development, including those that were part of the Foothills fundraising plan that raised $8.5 million to preserve and protect the Wenatchee foothills. They say the new development plan is flawed in that the Black Rock Terrace property sits in the middle of a designated erosion hazard zone, is a critical habitat for wintering mule deer, and is considered significant indigenous land by the Yakima Nation. Tramp is also the owner of Comfort Suites in Old Station. The community meeting will be from 6 to 9 o'clock tonight at the Wenatchee Community Center. It's located at 504 South Chelan Avenue. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to those details, let's take a quick look outside our weather window where we saw plenty of sunshine today. Wasn't it nice to see the blue sky again? But as we speak, clouds are rolling in. You can see that now around the Coles Corner area, and we will see an increase in clouds tonight. But as I mentioned, we certainly saw plenty of sunshine throughout the day today. This, though, as I just mentioned as well, isn't expected to last as the clouds and fog return tonight and persist on Thursday before the next weather system arrives. A more unsettled weather pattern can be expected for Friday and into the weekend and early next week as that ridge of high pressure weakens, allowing weather disturbances and moisture from the Pacific to move inland. But the major weather system we talked about yesterday is weakening as it moves inland, so we can expect just a slight chance of snow in the mountains, but the valleys and lowlands should stay dry for now and into the weekend, with temperatures moderating slightly into the upper 30s to near 40. Remember, we could see some freezing fog overnight tonight and into your commute tomorrow morning, so be aware of that. Roadways could be a little bit slick. And then as we move ahead in our forecast, early next week looks to be very dry as well with a mix of sun and clouds. Let's take a look at your forecast now with some details. 29 our overnight low tonight. Remember, fog a possibility tomorrow morning and 33. And then we'll just go with maybe peaks at the sun from Friday through Tuesday. Notice how we warm up though. 38 on Saturday and Sunday, 39 on Monday, and 38 Tuesday with lows right around 30. Well, hopefully our skies will stay clear enough tonight, and if they do, keep your eyes to the sky as the Geminid meteor shower puts on a show. Check out this video from NASA. Hopefully our skies are clear tonight. If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, make sure you tune into the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Weekly. For the newest tech, coolest tech, and the craziest tech stories available on the interwebs, tune in for your weekly tech update right here on the NCW Life channel.